everyone, I'm Shelby and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to talk about my personal top 10 favorite vocalists from the 21st century with a few honorable mentions at the end. These aren't going to be in any particular order because I found that too challenging, so I just focused on finding in general the top 10 of the pack. There are three things I based this off of. So the three things that I am looking at and what helped me figure out who would be in the top 10 were range, consistency, and emotion. So that is how I came up with the list. I just figured I should put that out there so there's a little bit, so you know my reasoning behind making the selections I did. So without further ado, let's get right into it. The very first artist I am going to be talking about is a vocalist by the name of Demi Lovato. Demi Lovato was brought to us by Disney Channel, and I remember when I first heard her on Camp Rock. I believe I heard Camp Rock first, and then I heard her first solo album. And immediately I just was blown away. Like, I was just like, this girl, oh my gosh, how did Disney find this, 14-year-old at the time that could hit those kinds of notes? It's absolutely crazy. I think in particular, as time went on, her song Skyscraper, hearing her perform that live was just absolutely incredible. And then more recently, she performed at the Grammys this year and blew everyone away. So Demi Lovato definitely has so much emotion, and she has just got great control of her voice. So she definitely, in my opinion, is a fantastic, one of the top vocalists of this century so far. The next person that I want to mention is one that if you look at lists online, I don't see on there, and I am shocked, and that is Jennifer Hudson. Granted, I know she's done some solo music, but she's more so done movies and things like that, but she, oh my gosh, her voice, want to talk about just a massive range and wonderful control. One performance in particular is she was asked to perform Purple Rain as a tribute to Prince, and that live performance was just so powerful. That on top of pretty much any other performance she has ever done. She is an American Idol alum, and she is not the only American Idol alum on this list. You can probably guess who the other one is, but I will get to him later. But Jennifer Hudson, I think that she is just incredible, and she 100%, I think, is one of the most successful vocalists so far of this century. Next up, we have Sam Smith. Sam Smith is amazing, and it is mind-blowing to me that the song that put them on the scene, Stay With Me, only came out in 2014. So it's been a jam-packed 6 years for Sam Smith, but every single performance they have done has been absolutely incredible. The range, astounding. The emotion they convey in their live performances is absolutely amazing. And I love that Sam Smith, when they came onto the scene, it was a little bit different because they just were a true singer in that they weren't really dancing around too much, but they were really just standing and singing, and it's beautiful. It's just great. Next person I want to talk about is probably one of the people on the list that blows me away the most. He is an American Idol alum, and this is Adam Lambert. That range he has is absolutely insane, and his consistency, I don't think I have ever heard Adam sing a bum note, and that is insane, especially after seeing him in concert where he's doing a 2-hour show multiple nights a week, and he still gets the big notes, and he can pull it in and make it tender just like that. He's just like a very dynamic vocalist and an incredible performer, and he can fill his voice with emotion. So 100% Adam Lambert, astounding vocalist. Next up, we're gonna talk about Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars brings it every time. He is one of those artists that he does sound better live than he even does on his albums, and that is saying a lot. Anytime I've seen a Bruno Mars performance, either on TV or when I saw him in concert, he always hits it. And not only that, when we talk about the emotion, he obviously has the emotion, but he is a true entertainer. He keeps all of his fans and the people watching him on their feet. Everyone's always having a good time. So Bruno Mars is so consistent, has such a gorgeous range, and I love his tone of voice. And he also appeals to a wide variety of different people and different audiences, and that's how you know someone is truly talented. Next up, don't you worry, she is on the list. We're talking about Beyonce. Beyonce 100% deserves to be on this list. When you look at Beyonce and Destiny's Child and what Beyonce does now, you can tell her vocals have only gotten stronger over time. And that's saying something, because I mean, she had the vocals in Destiny's Child, but she is just a powerhouse. And she's right there with Bruno Mars, where not only is she hitting her notes totally, on key and just filled with emotion, and has such a wide range. She is such a true performer. She can keep up with the dancing and just really making you feel every emotion under the sun. So obviously Beyonce 1000% deserves to be on this list. Shifting to another queen, pop queen, would be Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande has such a gorgeous voice, whether you like her individual music or not, but when you hear her just sing, I mean, she can just belt it out at notes that just I don't think are possible for a lot of people. One song in particular that makes me think of just like how great and huge her voice can be is the ending of Dangerous Woman. So amazing. But she is just not only a great performer, I mean, she sells out arenas all over, and she makes incredibly fun music, but when you give that girl a ballad, she's gonna blow you away. The next person I want to talk about is probably one of my absolute personal favorites for a variety of reasons, and that is Lady Gaga. I thought she deserved to be on this list because a lot of the female vocalists I have talked about have just that super powerful voice. And Lady Gaga has a powerful voice, but in a different way. She has a wide range, but what I think is so great about Lady Gaga is she is so consistent, and her style of singing can be quite difficult at times, especially with the type of dancing and everything that she does. But I think the best display of just how much of like a insane vocalist and true performer she is was her Super Bowl halftime show from 2016. Was it 2016? Yeah, I think it was 2016. She hit every mark and she was just go, go, go. After, dancing and belting it out, went to the piano. She could just pull it in without it sounding like she had just belted it out for the last 5 minutes. And that is a true vocalist who knows how to control their voice in that way. Think about Shallow. That song also really shows just how she can be tender, explode, bring it back in, and she is just like overflows with emotion when she sings. Next up, we're going to talk about someone that I think is a given, and that is Adele. Adele has been known as a crazy great voice of the 21st century for quite some time now. I think the reason why she's such a great vocalist to include and why people love her, I think it's kind of like Sam Smith as well. Her tone is a little different. Her tone is a little bit deeper than say like Ariana Grande. Her voice has got it's like beautiful, but has like a layer of raspiness to it. But it can also still hit all of the notes. And I think that's why she's always spot on as well. So she is just a true, let me stand here and just be an amazing vocalist for you. And I think it's good to have a few of those. It is awesome when someone can perform and do it all, but it is nice also when you have a very talented vocalist that does just that, focuses on being a vocalist. I love it. It's great. The last person I want to include in the top 10 is Brendon Urie from Panic at the Disco. Brendon Urie is someone that obviously we all know him for Panic at the Disco, but I feel like in the last couple years, I feel like people are really starting to recognize how talented he is more. One thing in particular that I think really helped people recognize his just insane talent and the band's talent in general was when they had their Bohemian Rhapsody, a performance of Bohemian Rhapsody streamed live for an awards show, I believe. But that was mid-concert. That performance, you could tell, was mid-concert. They streamed it in and he still sounded amazing. It's just like a very powerful, more so abrasive, but like in a great way. That's how I describe his voice. Does that make sense? Now, a few of my honorable mentions I'm going to include, and the reason why I didn't list them in the top 10 is because out of the 3 categories I mentioned, I felt maybe they were kind of shaky on one of the 3, and that would be Patrick Stump from Fall Out Boy. Pink is an amazing singer. I love how raspy her voice is. Incredible. Also Hayley Williams, she's obviously from Paramore, but she's also done her own things. I think her voice is really cool sounding, just like Pink. And finally for honorable mention, and she was the closest one, I was really trying to see if I could drop someone in the top 10 to add her, and that's Alicia Keys. I think her voice is so soulful and kind of sultry, and obviously she's a very talented musician as a whole, but I love hearing her perform live. So there you have it. Those are my top 10 vocalists of the 21st century and some honorable mentions. I know there are probably people I forgot, and I know that because as I was making this list, there were people I was thinking of like, oh, but they're really good. Oh, but they're really good. But had to make a cutoff somewhere. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. Love to know in the comments if you like some of the people I've included or who else you would have included, because I know there were a lot more people that I could have put on the list. If you're interested in music-based content, I would really love if you were to subscribe to my channel, because that is what Shelby's Shuffle Mode is all about. Once again, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Until next time, bye.